Hi friends, hope you're doing fine. Today I'm sharing my learnings from the book The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, where the author teaches us what stands in the way becomes the way. Focus on things you can control. Let go of everything else and turn every new obstacle into an opportunity to get better, stronger, and tougher. It's three interdependent, interconnected, and fluidly contingent discipline: perception, action, and the will. Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Whatever we face, we have always a choice. We will be blocked by obstacles or will be advanced through and over them. The word is constantly testing us. It asks, are you worthy? Can you get past the things that inevitably fall in your way? Will you stand up and show us what you are made up of? Every obstacle is unique to each one of us, but the responses they elicit are the same: fear, frustration, confusion, helplessness, depression, anger. The only this at fault is our attitude and approach. Great individuals, like great companies, find a way to transform weaknesses into strength. It's a rather amazing and even touching feat. They took what should have held them back, what in fact might be holding you back right this very second, and use it to move forward. Overcoming obstacles is a discipline of three critical steps. It begins with how we look at our specific problems, our attitude or approach, then the energy and the creativity with which we actively break them down and turn them into opportunities. Finally, the cultivation and maintenance of an inner will that allows us to handle defeat and difficulty. There are few things to keep in mind when faced with seemingly unsurmountable obstacle. We must try to be objective, to control emotions and keep an even keel, to choose to see the good in a situation, to steady our nerves, to ignore what disturbs or limits others, to place things in perspective, to revert to the present moment, and to focus on what can be controlled. There's no good or bad without us. There's only perception. There's the event itself and the story we tell ourselves about what it means. Just because our mind tells us that something is awful or evil or unplanned or otherwise negative doesn't mean you have to agree to it. We decide what story to tell ourselves or whether we will tell one at all. Defiance and acceptance come together. Well, in the following principle, there's always a counter move, always an escape or a way through. So there's no reason to get worked up. No one said it would be easy, and of course, the stakes are high, but the path is there for those who are ready to take it up. When you worry, ask yourself, what am I choosing to not see right now? What important things are you missing? Because you choose worry over introspection, alertness, or wisdom. What happened that keep you from acting with justice, generosity, self-control, sanity, honesty, humility, and straightforwardness? The phrase "this happened and it's bad" is actually two impressions. The first, "this happened," is objective. The second, "it is bad," is subjective. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi notes the difference between observing and perceiving. The perceiving eye is weak, the observing eye is strong. Musashi understood that the observing eye sees simply what is there. The perceiving eye sees more than what is there. Everything about our animalistic brain tries to compress the space between impression and perception. Take your situation and pretend it is not happening to you. Pretend it is not important, that it does not matter to you. How much is easier would it be for you to know what to do? How much more quickly and disproportionately could you size up the scenario and its options? Could you write it off, greet it calmly, or what else you can do it? Perspective has two definitions: context and framing. So, context, a sense of the larger picture of the word, not just what is immediately in front of us. Whereas framing, an individual's unique way of looking at the world, a way that interprets its events. Where the head goes, the body follows. Perception precedes action. Right action follows the right perspective. Focus on the moment, not the monsters that may or may not be up ahead. Our perceptions determine to an incredibly large degree what we are and are not capable of. In many ways, they determine reality itself. When we believe in the obstacle more than the goal, which will inevitably triumph. The struggle against an obstacle is inevitable, propels the fighter to a new level of functioning. The extent of the struggle determines the extent of the growth. The obstacle is the advantage, not adversity. The enemy is any perception that prevents us from seeing this. We forget in life it does not matter what happens to you or where you came from. It matters what you do with what happened and happens what you have been given. Nick Saban's process is about finishing games, finishing workouts, finishing films sessions, finishing drives, finishing reps, finishing plays, finishing blocks, finishing the smallest task you have been given and which is right in front of you, and finishing it well. We don't get to choose what happens to us, but we can always choose how we feel about it. If you're interested to watch such inspirational and knowledgeable summaries which can transform your life, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates.